Hey, second grade. I just wanted to share with you guys today the plant life cycle. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, today we are going to be learning about the life cycle and characteristics of plants. So, what is a life cycle? A life cycle is the changes an living animal, person, or plant goes through during its life. Plants have life cycles. Do you know anything about a plant life cycle? Discuss with your parent or sibling if you do, or see what they know. How do plants begin life? Plants begin their life as seeds. Seeds have three parts. First, the seed coat is the outside protective layer. You can see it on the outside of the seed there. It's that dark brown portion. The embryo contains the earliest parts of the plant, such as the root, the leaves, and the stem. You can see the red arrow pointing to it. You can see kind of the formation of the leaves there, and then the part below it is the roots, I believe. Next is the food store. So the food store, or the endosperm, contains food for the seed to grow. So seeds do need certain conditions to grow. Do you know what those are? What does a plant need to grow? For the seed to grow, it needs four things. It needs sunlight, water, nutrients, and air. If the seed has all of these, it will begin to grow. Next, the seed will grow or germinate. Germinate is the process of a seed growing. As the seed germinates, it will start to sprout. The sprout will begin to develop roots, a stem, and leaves. Roots help absorb water and nutrients. The stem helps support the plant's growth and deliver nutrients to the different parts of the plants. And the leaves absorb sunlight. So as you can see on this diagram, we have our first step, which is the seed. Two is the seedling. The seedling is receiving the nutrients it needs, so it's growing. Next, you see the sprouts starting to form there. And then if you look at the other side of the picture here, we have the leaves, the stem, and the roots all really starting to form there in the dirt. So once the seed is done germinating, it will become an adult plant. The plant will spend most of its life at this stage. Adult plants grow the most during this stage. Next, the plant will begin to flower. So when a plant starts to flower, guys, it is beginning to get ready to reproduce. Plants reproduce through pollination. Many plants need pollen from other plants or seeds to grow, or to grow seeds, excuse me. So have you ever seen pollen before? It's usually yellow and comes out of flowers. You can see on our bee down there, he's covered in pollen. If you ever shake a flower, sometimes pollen will come out of it. Pollination happens through insects and animals such as bees, butterflies, or hummingbirds. So this happens when they go to the plant to get nectar from it. They are covered in pollen, and as they are going from flower to flower, they are spreading the pollen. After the flower is pollinated, it will grow a bean pod or a fruit which contains seeds. So as you can see on this sunflower here, you can see the parts of the flower. You can see all those beautiful yellow petals. And then in the middle are the seeds. Now, some of these seeds look like they're in tiny little pods, and that's because they are. So even though this one doesn't have big, giant bean pods like the ones that you eat, you do see them starting to form there in the middle. So, just to review the plant life cycle, first is the seeds that fall out of the mother plant, and then the seed will start to germinate. It will become a seedling, and then it will become an adult plant and eventually a flower. Now, a sprout isn't in this part. I don't see it, but seedling and sprout are pretty similar. So yeah. And then here is a video for you guys.
Kids want to know. Plants are all around us. Almost all these plants come from seeds. Ever wonder how a plant grows from just a single seed? Seeds come in all shapes and sizes, from very small to very large. Let's take a closer look at this bean seed. Seeds have a protective outer layer called a seed coat. The seed coat protects the seed from predators, bad weather, or drying out. If we look inside the seed, we can see that most of the seed is made up of the seed's food, called endosperm. The endosperm is colored yellow. Endosperm is mostly made up of oils, sugars, or proteins. In the middle of all of this endosperm is the baby plant. Just like an adult plant, the baby plant has one or two seed leaves, or cotyledons, a stem, and a root. Under the right conditions, this baby plant inside the seed will sprout into a seedling. This is called germination. Most seeds need to be planted into soil, get lots of water, air, and sunlight to germinate. The water from the soil moistens the seed food, and the baby plant begins to use the food to germinate. The root from the baby plant will grow downward from the seed and start soaking up water from the soil. When it's absorbed enough water, the shoot will grow upwards from the seed and into the air above the soil. The plant uses its roots to get water and nutrients from the soil, and uses its leaves to catch sunlight and air to make its own food to keep growing. This is called photosynthesis. When the bean grows into an adult or mature plant, it produces a flower, which then turns into a fruit or a bean pod. Inside this pod are new bean seeds ready to be planted again. Did you know some plants, like ferns and mosses, don't grow from seeds? Seeds can travel using the wind, water, or by animals. The biggest seed in the world is the sea coconut, which can grow up to 30 centimeters tall and weigh as much as a kindergartner.
All right, guys, so that was the life cycle of a plant. There are some follow-up activities as well that you guys will get. So make sure to work on those. And if you have any questions, let us know. Bye, guys.